successful marketing strategy. And if you're new here, my name is Angel. I am a digital marketing strategist, and I am covering the basics that you need to know and some strategies and tactics that you can implement right now in order to improve your marketing strategy. So let's go ahead and get started with the basics. You need to know who, what, when, where, why, and how. And I'm going to dive into those. You need to know who you're trying to attract, and not just, women that have children or men that are professionals. You really need to know their identity and how they see themselves. How do they describe themselves? And this is going to play a big part in being able to reach them effectively using content marketing. So once you know who you're trying to reach, you want to know what problem they're trying to solve. And the bigger the problem, the better. But you actually need to know multiple problems, because every big problem has a lot of tiny, tiny, small problems, which I'm going to tell you how you're going to incorporate those tiny problems into your marketing strategy in order to attract your ideal customers, your who's. So once you have figured out who you want to attract, and then you have figured out what kind of problems that you want to solve for them with your products or your services, then you want to really understand when they want to fix these problems. Because let's be honest, the timeline that people have when they're thinking about buying a house versus when they're thinking about buying some shoes is completely different. If I want to plan a wedding versus if I want to plan a family dinner at the end of the month, those are two completely different time frames that we have to focus on. So if somebody's trying to get me to buy something right now, but I'm planning for something 6 months from now or a year from now, that's going to make a huge difference in my marketing strategy and how I convey my message in order to attract my ideal customer. And so when are they looking to solve their problem is a really key factor that I feel like a lot of marketing strategists and a lot of online coaches don't really talk about. That is, don't forget it. When do they want to solve their problem? How fast do they need that problem solved? So we know the who, we know the what, we know the when, and then where is really, really important. And I feel like the where is the key. It really is the key, because that's going to really set the foundation of your marketing strategy. So where are you going to actually market? Where are you going to post content? Where are you going to share your message? Where are you going to share marketing publications? Are you going to market offline, like billboards or bus benches or brochures and passing them out door to door? Or are you going to primarily go online? I hope you're going to go online, because I have passed out brochures and flyers. It takes a lot of time for a little bit of return if you're a one-man or woman show. So, I am so hot, but I'm really trying to stay in the sunlight in order to have that good lighting. But you really want to focus on where you're going to market. And if you're here, then hopefully you want to market online. And so then really it's talking about where you want to market on the different platforms available to you. You should be considering YouTube. That is my number one marketing platform. And then you have to determine what other ones are you going to use to complement. I recommend using a long form marketing strategy using something like YouTube, and then also a short form location like Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, or you can use a smart strategy in order to be able to utilize all of them if you focus on YouTube first. I know I'm about to try to look cool, but I'm actually just gonna put my sunglasses on so that I can see a lot better, my prescription sunglasses. Um, okay, so as a recap for those that just joined us and those that are watching on the replay, how we're covering how to create a successful marketing strategy. So you have to know the who you're trying to reach, and how they identify themselves. How do they describe themselves? How do they talk about themselves? Take, for instance, if you're in business, do you call yourself an entrepreneur? Do you call yourself a CEO? Do you call yourself a freelancer? Do you just call yourself self-employed? Like, you want to know how your future customer identifies and describes themselves, and that's going to help you when you are creating your marketing strategy. So once you know how they describe themselves and identify themselves, then you want to figure out what huge problem can your product or your service solve for them. And then you want to find out all the small little problems that they're going to run into in order to get that big problem solved. So let's talk, for instance, somebody that needs a car, right? So if somebody needs a car and you sell cars, what are the small problems that they need to figure out? They need to be able to get financed. They need to find the car. They need to be able to register the car, get insurance. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of different problems that need to be solved. We need to know, is the credit score good? What type of income is going to be needed in order to qualify for the loan? There are several different problems. What's this comment here? Thank you kindly. I appreciate the compliment. There are several different problems that need to be solved for every big problem there is that your future customer needs. So the better you understand your future customer's problems, the better marketing strategy that you can create in order to attract them. And so then you want to understand when they want to fix the problem. So the sooner they want to fix the problem, that's going to change your messaging sooner than if somebody has a problem that's going to be a year from now that they want to solve. And then now, where are we going to put that content? Where are we going to put that marketing? We're going to put that marketing online? Are we going to put our marketing in person? If you're here, it should be online. That is the primary place where you should be marketing. But then we want to talk about how. So how is going to be, how are you going to convey the message that your audience needs to hear in order to be interested in what you have to offer? And so your how is your messaging. And it's just combining that identity with those problems in order to convey a message of not only how you're going to convey the message, but you're also going to put into your marketing strategy, how are you going to solve their specific problems in when they're using your product or your services. So how are you going to solve their specific problems through your products or your services? Because your product or your services should be the solution that they want. It should be the solution that they need. And so, head itch, excuse me, nose itch, excuse me. They need to know how it's going to work for them. So your future customers, your future clients need to know how your products or services are going to work for them in order for them to want to become a customer. So if you can craft a marketing message that explains why your solution through your products and services is better than the other options that they have, then you're going to be able to combine your full marketing message in order to attract your future customers. So we talked about the who, the what, the when, the where, the how, and then lastly, it's the icing on the cake, and it's the why. Why should they follow you, and why should they buy from you? And if there's a third, it would be, why is this problem important to them? Because that is going to be the difference between if this is a nice to have or if this is a need to have. Right now, as I'm sitting in my car with the sun shining on my face, and it does feel good, but I am hot. But my sunglasses, I needed them. But if it's in the dead cold of, a upper New York winter storm with snow and stuff, I probably don't need sunglasses. So you have to make sure that when you're looking at your audience, when you're thinking about how you're conveying your message, when you're thinking about what's important to them, is really being able to describe in their words why your solution is important to them, or rather, why fixing their problem is important to them right now as opposed to later. Because if they want to fix their problem much later, there might be something that you want to offer instead for them to want to get something now to fix a problem. And so this is really the foundation of creating a marketing strategy that is successful. If you don't know these things, then really you're just guessing. You're just guessing. And granted, marketing does take a little bit of strategic guessing at the beginning until you're able to really figure out what works when you get some data. But you have to start with these basic things. So first, you get your who, what, when, where, why, and how. And then you have to focus on your content planning. And to have a successful marketing strategy, you actually have to create content based on the different points of where your future customers are. Do they know who you are? Are they still interested in what you have to say? And how are you helping them to convert? So the best way to plan your content is to plan content based on getting attention, keeping attention, and converting attention. When you think about your content in these three manners, then you'll realize that the messaging or what you say in your content needs to be different based on the step that they're in the buying journey. So if they don't know who you are, then your attention-getting content should focus on building curiosity and answering specific questions or fulfilling specific needs for your audience in order for them to be attracted to you, right? And then keeping attention would be continuing to feed on that and going deeper into the things that you've already shown, taught, and help them with for them to keep coming back. And you want that information that you're giving in your content to be consistent with what you've already given in the get attention section. And then lastly, your conversion or converting attention, that's going to be based on helping your audience shift their current beliefs. Your audience has already tried something, they have already failed at something, they have already believed something that has held them back from getting them what they want. Take, for instance, personal training. I used to be a personal trainer some years ago. And if my customer, my client, believes that the only way for them to lose weight is to crash diet and to do 2-a-days every day, and work out in the morning and work out in the night and work out for 2 hours each time and only eat 900 calories a day. If they think that that's the only way for them to lose weight, maybe a previous trainer made them do that or made them feel that way, or they were looking at some different videos that were making them feel that the only way for them to lose weight is this way. I have to help them change their belief in my marketing in order to help them know that there's a better way that they can do it. That they don't have to give up all their favorite foods and all their favorite snacks, and they don't have to work out 2 days a week or 2 times a day in order to reach their goals. I have to shift their belief. And so conversion content and your marketing strategy is going to be based on changing what they think they know to be true into finding out a new idea that helps them see why your product or your service is actually the solution that fits what they need the best. And so, thank you, honey. My husband popped on to join the live. I appreciate the support. So we've covered how to create a successful marketing strategy and then the content planning. So I'm going to leave it here for now. And if you want to get the part 2 of how to have a successful or how to create a successful marketing strategy, then make sure you join the email. It really threw me off, my husband coming on here, making me a little nervous, but okay. Yep. Goodness. This is the practice on live, right? And getting nervous and shaking out the jitters and stuff. But we are in here. So if you haven't already, please join the 30-day YouTube growth challenge, where you can go live with me for the next 30 days and see how it impacts your business, your visibility, and your business growth. We want to jumpstart our growth for next year, and the best way to do it is to get as much data as possible. And the more YouTube could tell us about who's watching and how long they're watching and what they like more than others, the faster that you can actually create a marketing strategy that is going to help you be successful next year and beyond. So make sure you hit the link so you can join our email community and get all of the strategies and tactics that I'm sharing in order to help you maximize your visibility in the YouTube Growth Challenge. It is completely free. All you have to do is just hit the link in the description, and then you'll also be on my email list to get other things that I don't share public, some other exclusive content. So thanks for hanging out with me. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. Make sure that you share a meaningful marketing message with someone that you can help, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.